Hello, everyone. We are having a bit of, I was having a bit of technical issues. Hello, my name is Bianca. I will be the moderator for the event today. Thank you so much for joining us in this event. There are many people who have worked hard on it. All the people involved in the project called Volume have been working hard for some time now, and we are here to happily share with you what we have learned and what we have created most importantly. They will be the hosts. The participants and the trainers will be the hosts of the event today. I myself was a participant. I'm joining you from the Youth Center in Baia Mare, Romania, and we have with us many people who are from different parts of Europe, and I'm sure everybody who joined us here today is also watching us or participating in the Zoom meeting from different parts of Europe. Whether you are joining us in our Zoom meeting or watching us on Facebook, again, thank you for joining us and choosing to spend this afternoon with us. It means a lot to us. So I will not prolong this introduction any longer, and I will tell you a few things about what we will do today. First of all, we will have a short introduction into Volume, into what the project is. And this process will be helped by our trainers, just like they have facilitated the process of the participants so far. Further on, we have a message from our special guest, the Commissioner for Volunteerism and Non-Governmental Organizations in Cyprus, Mr. Yanis Yanakis. Moving on, there will be a short workshop speech held by our team representatives, because the participants of Volume have split into groups, and they have each prepared a special workshop for you and special tools that they have created in this process, and they are ready to share it with you. So if you have not yet chosen a workshop to participate in, let me just remind you that they will happen at the same time. There will be parallel workshops, so you will need to choose one of them. This is why one representative from each team will be here with us, and will tell you shortly in a maximum 2-minute pitch what the workshop will be about, so that you can decide which you will join. Moving on, we will have like around 10 minutes in order to travel, if you will, from our plenary room here on Zoom to each of the breakout rooms where the workshops will happen. And this is the next point you can see on the agenda. The parallel workshops will take 45 minutes maximum. Some of them will probably be shorter, but do not worry. There will be someone in the plenary at all times to help you if you get lost or you get disconnected or you have any other issues. Then after we've had our experiences in the practical workshops, online workshops, we will come back into the plenary room for our final session. For those of us who are watching on Facebook, I would like to take this moment and mention that if you wish to join our practical workshops, you will have to first register. You can ask for the registration link in comments on Facebook or in messages in the event, or private messages to the organization hosting the event, and someone from our wonderful tech team will be there to help you and assist you in this process of joining us. So it's not too late if you haven't registered yet. Please do it if you are interested in joining the workshops. Okay, I will stop right here for a moment, because right now I would like to give the floor to the wonderful persons who were our trainers and who have guided the participants into their learning process and into their creative process, because as I've said, the participants have also created workshops and tools to share with you today. I am speaking about Panayotis from Cyprus, Corina from Romania, and Marcus from Germany. They will now take the floor and tell you a bit about Volume, the process, and how we got to this point. Dear trainers, you have the floor.
Thank you, Bianca. Thank you. It's just a very warm hello from me. I'm Corina from Romania, and you'll get a chance to hear more about me later on and about the project. We're just saying hello at this point.
And I will just follow. Hello also from me, Marcus, situated or located in Weimar, European Youth Meeting Education Center, and being part of this wonderful team. And the story behind we will share later as well.
Again. Hello, we have to get used to this mute thing. Live is a bit easier or more difficult, we don't know, we will see. I'm Panayotis from Politecnico Ergastria Nomologiton. We are virtually hosting this event at this moment. It's very nice having you all here. And we will get into a bit more details about how this project started. And the story goes back some 2015. We would share our screen right now just to travel you through this experience. Well, more or less it looks like this. It's like this big, huge board with buttons connected to Volume. Nice catchy word, Volume, which stands for Volunteer Management Enhanced, which is a very difficult word to pronounce, and we've been teased about this from our participants, from different ways of saying this, but the only way we would like to say it is very loudly. So Volume, turn up the volume, and quite enhanced. But why enhanced? What was this idea behind this? Of course, there were several volunteer projects for volunteer management about EVS, about connecting to EVS, quite a few. But we felt that we seemed to lack a bit the element of getting to volunteer management for organizations that already were into projects, already were dealing with a lot of elements and issues of volunteering management. And we felt that we needed to go deeper to the elements, talking to people that already had an experience, exchange tools, exchange good practices, exchange bad practices, because there was the learning mostly. And the idea started of having like not just one single activity, but setting up something that would take some time, having the participants together. So 2014, we applied in Cyprus to the Cyprus National Agency for Volume, which was the first edition, but Volume being not only one activity, but two connected. Marcus, can I have the second? So beginning of 2015, April 2015 in Cyprus, we have the part one of our training. We get together, we start working on the volunteer management steps, trying to understand a bit deeper of how we structure this process. And in this, we already start talking about the period in between the two activities, which should have been a period of starting to put down ideas of how to make the quality of projects like this even better. So we had some proposal of creating an edition about EVS, about stories, to promote EVS to the world. And then we have the second part following. At that year, the same year, then exactly next year in January 2016, which happened in Lissos, in a village in Paphos, where we got together to see how we managed to implement these ideas, these projects, and disseminate them around the world. And I would say that this was a very important moment because we could see the vision of the Cyprus National Agency at that time giving trust to a project that was kind of strange, of applying for a double project instead of with two activities instead of one with an in-between period. And we were really appreciating that they trusted us in this process, having the good results and being here at this moment, because it started well down there. The next step, Corina.
All right. In 2015, we had the second edition of this training, again with two linked activities. The first one was in fact a local training just in Cyprus, where again the national agency has we are very thankful that they saw the potential for this investment in developing EVS in Cyprus, which at that point was only starting. And immediately after this this local event with local participants, some of whom are even here today with us, we had the very first international under the training and cooperation activities in Limassol, with a lot of participants, and focusing actually on developing tools. There was a lot of focus on the learning process of the participants, as you can see in the photos, on reflection, on pinpointing the challenges that they were dealing with in their hosting projects. But we also had a lot of creativity, a lot of laughter and fun and stimulations of concrete activities in volunteering projects, in hosting and selecting volunteers. So you can feel the atmosphere. We certainly enjoyed, and the memories that we saw we had when looking back at these photos. Volume has a lot of history. And then one of these participants that you see there on the rocks is here with us today with a changed role. Marcus, please.
Just coming back to this picture, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the energy which was transmitted in 2015, and which also, I have to say, gave me or us the spark in Weimar to I was jumping back and forward. This is how it happens sometimes in presentations. And to go into a process which took us around about 2 years to apply with the concept of volume in front of the German National Agency, and really to establish this idea of having 2 residential activities with a very strong focus on long-term investment and commitment of partners and participants. 2 residential activities with a so-called practice phase in between. And what is also important to mention, that all these activities came from this, okay, what are the needs and what are the big question marks for those being involved in EVS or now ESC. And just jumping to the next event, after implementing the first part, the training in Weimar, we then met again after a journey which was more based on online communication and small working groups. We met again in Cyprus, the whole group, in order to promote the outcomes of our work in front of the local community and the stakeholders on the spot in Cyprus. You can see here a few of the impressions also from the tools. You can see, yeah, Corinna is showing one of the results, the so-called motivation cards. This is a T-kit or a kit of cards which you can play or work on with your volunteers. Here you see them also again in the sunshine of Cyprus on a table. Exactly. And then we said, okay, we had this fantastic implementation, but for this I give further to Corinna.
Yes, the 4th edition of Volume, that's where we are on the 4th one, took place in 2019, and the name changed a little bit. As you can see, it's Volume ESVP, standing for European Solidarity Volunteering Projects. Why? Because we were in the middle of the transition from EVS to ESC. And it made total sense for us to integrate this change and all the chaos and doubts that came with it into the training process. We addressed the needs, the inquiries of the group. It's this wonderful group that you see in the photo is actually our group presenting to you today, the lovely participants of Volume ESVP. So we gathered first time in December 2019 in Weimar, and we were supposed to meet again in May 2020 to conclude the process. Well, somebody got in the way of these plans. And what happened is that, of course, we rolled with the changes. We are here now, 1 year and more after. In this online event where we are presenting, they are presenting, in fact, the working outcomes of their working groups and tools that they've been creating. During this entire volume process, just because of this intensive networking that took place and that is very vivid in the pictures, there were also parallel processes, and new branches of volume grew in distinct projects with a life of their own. One of them was this called EVS Realm, Masters of the Learning Path, a Key Action 2 project that was coordinated by my organization Provobis in partnership with Politistico and CEV in Brussels and Anavoy in Poland. And we created tools for mentoring, because mentoring was one of the hot topics in all ESC or EVS volunteer management meetings before. Always there were questions on mentoring, so we took a special focus on developing mentoring tools and integrating it as part of the quality in volunteer management. And in the very direct dissemination process of EVS Realm, a great organization from Croatia, Synergy, called Synchro Synergy, showed interest in the topic of mentoring. Hello, Blanca, I know you're somewhere around here. So they were already working intensely with their mentors and asked for more details. And so we were very, very willing to replicate our successful training on mentors. And so we have a new project approved and ready to be launched called Forging Mentors Powers, which will happen hopefully sometime this year. These are just 2 of the projects, 3 more to come by my colleagues.
One of the strong elements of these projects, I think exactly because they were long-term projects as well, was the connection and the networking. But when we say connections, we really mean connections with people on a personal base, as friends, colleagues, and being able to trust each other. So things came up very fast. Another project with an organization from France, Horse Piste, from Ben as a contact, who was already in 2015 edition of Volume. We were partners in this project. They led the Good, the Youth, and the Volunteer, a Key Action 2 project. We took 2 years to develop with more branches of good practices, but also developments in other trainings. So these strong connections or these long-term projects are really there. They exist. And the next one would be Marcus. Oh, okay. I can talk about this. Well, linked to the international events, we also had local events happening at the same time. A collaboration with Marcus in Cyprus. This was a local training developed and organized by the National Agency in November 2019. I think the last things that happened were in 2019 as residential meetings. And this was again focused quite a lot on the quality of ESC programs on locality. Cyprus has invested a lot in developing these projects for EVS and ESC. And we are very proud to say that Volume had a big role to play in this process, and a lot of connection between the local organizations as well. Marcus?
Yeah, and I just, oops, now it's jumping back again. I really have to learn how to deal with these tools. And we are in front of a next edition focusing on the mentoring learning path. And this is the project in the kingdom of volunteering, the Mentor's Journey, which is supposed, and now I hope it's working. No, it's jumping again backwards, which is supposed to start now in April already, April 21. As you can imagine, already approved last year. We were planning to run the first edition, the training in Weimar, already in autumn, starting to think, okay, what can we do? What can we do? And now we are implementing it and adapting our concepts on the online reality, and will run the first activity online in April 21, and hoping for, and again, we are implementing this 2 phases, 2 residential activities in between the practice phase with the autumn edition then on Cyprus in autumn 21. So the call for participants is still open. Some of the German colleagues which are in the room, they might have seen the call for participants, for German participants, because we have a handful of places. But also, if you are interested, the other colleagues from all over Europe, to get more information on this project, we have like 10 or 12 international partner organizations on board. We are eager to share their contacts in case you have interested mentors. Of course, we cannot promise anything, but there's the offer in the room. If you have an interested mentor and it somehow fits with the administrational background of the project, please don't hesitate to contact us if you want to have more information on the kingdom of volunteering, the Mentor's Journey, a project very much focusing, or solely focusing, on the learning path of the mentors in ESC projects. Finally, and now it's jumping again, I really have to learn that. Yeah, sorry. Finally, and this, they said you are the German, sorry for saying that. You do the statistics? No, kidding, I took it. So looking at some numbers, in all, 8 activities, 8 editions. In all, round about 125 participants in the different editions, 17 countries involved, 14, yeah, let's say outcomes, tools. As we said, especially in these practice phases, little working groups were working on very specific outcomes. And with this, we mean kits, games, flyers, brochures, tools, all kind of tools, booklets, and a few of them you will get to know later on, because they were also partially developed in this edition. And this might be my last sharing with you for the moment, 2 local events and 1 online event to promote the project and its outcomes. Yeah, that's all from my side, our side, and we give back the word to the wonderful moderation, Bibi.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It was a real joy to be with them in this learning process. They have done really a lot of work, and you can see that. So thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you for introducing us to this wonderful Volume world. And for giving an opportunity to so many people to go deeper into volunteering and to experimenting and growing and learning each other and from each other. We will now move on to our special guest for today, and we will give the floor to the Commissioner for Volunteerism and Non-Governmental Organizations in Cyprus, Mr. Yannis Yanakis, to whom we also say thank you to be joining us today. Mr. Yanakis?
Thanks for the invitation. Thanks, Panayoti. In Cyprus, the last few years, we tried to upgrade, let's say, or reimagine the volunteer sector. But to do that, you need also deeper analytic approaches. You need professional management because the society is changing. The volunteers themselves, they are changing. So what are you doing here today, it is important. It is important to learn from each other. It is important to use European programs like the European Solidarity Corps. It is important to exchange of good practices. It is important to create networking and volunteering, because it is something that always is alive and is changing. So we need to adapt. That's why I would like to say that I'm very satisfied that I see you all today and the important job you are doing. Because if you want to have a sector that is that actually empowers civil societies, if you want to have a sector that actually pass the values that we need to pass to all Europe, I think that's where we need to start, from the volunteers, and we need to support volunteers. We need to give them a positive environment that it is supportive, and in the end of the day, all this volunteer work needs to have an impact. So it is nice to hear what you did up to now. I hope this will continue and take this knowledge and use it to transfer it to other people. In Cyprus, actually, we are one of the few countries that we do have a political position for the sector. We do implement policies for the sector, and things are changing in the right direction, actually, and very fast. And of course, in Cyprus also, I do support the European Solidarity Corps program, because I see it as a very good opportunity, especially for young people, to use it, because it is an experience they cannot gain otherwise. So continue the good work, and whatever you need, I'm here to support you, because I do believe, especially these kind of programs that promote the opportunity for the young people to learn more and gain experiences.
Thank you so much for your message, Mr. Yanakis. It is always nice to see how different stakeholders can come together and support, as Mr. Commissioner said, the young volunteers who, they have an impact in our communities. And if the support we give to them is appropriate, the impact will surely be bigger, and we can see bigger and most importantly, stronger maybe changes in the communities that we live in. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before moving on to our next steps, which will be the workshop pitches, I will stop for a moment and invite you to check the chat of the group, because we have prepared for you a special Padlet where you can go in and share tools that you find relevant for the themes of the team for the workshops. You can use the Padlet to make connections, to do some networking, to leave your business cards, and anything else that you feel like it's relevant for you at this time. So do not hesitate to go on the Padlet and join everybody there. It will also be a very good tool to use, because we will not be able to join all the workshops, unfortunately. So it is great that you have this space where you can share, and we can share all the tools that we have prepared. Okay, I will now move on to the pitches, and you will get to know some of the members of the teams which are here today with us, ready to share their work with you. And in order to help them, I will also show you the titles of their workshops. So the first workshop we are proposing today is 1, 2, 3 steps for long-term cooperation. I will invite the team who has prepared this workshop to say a few words about it. I think Ben should be joining us.
I don't know if Ben is already here. He needs to join. He's on another event in Marseille, I think he wrote, and he tries to enter with a mobile phone. And we had some COVID-19 related issues with the rest of the team, which gave us quite a trouble, not only on the professional, but also on the personal level. So Ben will join this workshop, and I will be the technical support there and sharing my screen. And the idea is to support with this workshop to present a few tools which might help organizations in establishing and keeping and maintaining their long-term cooperations in the partnerships in ESC projects. More I cannot share with you for the moment, but you are warmly invited to join this, how to say, slightly modified workshops due to lack of the current pandemic situation. Say it like this: we will maintain the workshop, we will run the workshop, but it will be most probably implemented in a slightly different way than planned. Nevertheless.
Thank you so much, Marcus. It is true that we are in the context that we are in, and there are also the gods of technology who are not always smiling upon us. As you can see, this is what happens in live online events. And then, of course, the context of the pandemic has brought challenges everywhere, and we are not an exception. But everyone is doing their best, and I think that this is what is most important. We will now move on to the next workshop number 2, Seedling Water Tree, Playful Learning Processing Tool. Oksana, are you with us?
Yeah, fortunately the gods of technology are on my side today. I'm with you. I'm Oksana, joining you from Lviv, Ukraine. And on behalf of Learning Process Working Group, I would like you all to invite you to play together with us. Why? Because our group has created a playful learning tool that would help mentors or other people who support volunteers at their ESK experience, guide their volunteers through their learning process and help us understand how we turn a volunteer experience into a conclusion, into a learning lesson. So this session would be the most useful for volunteers as well as mentors or other people who are responsible for this learning process role in the organization. And you are warmly invited to to join us.
Thank you so much, Oksana, for these short introductions. We are moving on with workshop number 3, Holistic Evaluation How. Let's see who will be telling us a few words about it.
Thank you, Bibi. The main goal of the workshop is to provide an evaluation tool to people that work in volunteerism, mentors, tutors, volunteers, etc., so they can understand in a holistic way how to prevent unpleasant situations with the volunteers during their service in European Solidarity Corps. So more info in our workshop. By the way, I'm Kelly. I'm from Euphoria organization from Greece, and together with my colleague Kiki and Berka from Sweden, we are looking forward to host you in our workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kelly. For this presentation. We are moving on in our pitching marathon with meaning of supervision, workshop number 4. Let's see what this is about.
Good afternoon. My name is Maria. I'm from Italy. In our workshop, we are going to explore together the meaning of supervision. It will be an open space to exchange different points of view and share good practice. So between people who are working in the organization and who are working with youth. So if you are interested to this project and to this topic, I invite you to join us so we can, let's say, make this journey together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Maria. We are moving on. We are running to workshop number 5, mentoring, how to choose a great mentor for your volunteer. let's see what this is about.
Thank you, Bianca. So I'm Sofia, I come from France, and with Kaya from Slovenia, we created an online tool to help organization matching mentors and volunteers. So as you probably know, volunteering can be a bit confusing, and sometimes although it's hard to involve people from the local community with the volunteers. So that's why we created this tool. And if you if you are a coordinator, mentors, volunteers, or you're just curious about the mentoring ideas and you want to discuss it with us, you are really welcome to our workshop. See you later, I hope.
Thank you, Sophia. We are going further to workshop number 6, Guide to a Volunteer's Task Management, an online booklet. Let's hear more about it.
Hi, thank you everyone for joining, for watching, welcome. I am Eleonora, I'm from Cyprus, and I am representing the working group of task management. We formed this group from our own need to discuss the topic of task management when working with volunteers, putting down the different steps of this process, figuring out the differences between each stage, exchanging tools that we use, and coming up with maybe new ideas of suggestions and tips to follow during this process. And therefore, we would like to invite you to our workshop to share with you the tool that we came up with, which is basically an online booklet, a guide through the process of a volunteer's task management. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eleonora. We are moving on to workshop number 7, Local Impact ESC Volunteers at Schools in Cyprus. Let's hear a bit about it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Francesco. I'm from Italy, and I'm an ESC volunteer in Cyprus at Politistico Ergastiri. And our workshop is about the role of schools in boosting local impact in ESC volunteering. More specifically, the teachers that are working in schools have prepared different presentations about the role of schools and teachers in ESC volunteering and how to increase the impact of a project with useful tools. And if you're interested, join us.
Thank you so much, Francesco. Just to make a short revision, these are your options for today's event. These are the 7 workshops which will be happening at the same time. So they will be parallel workshops. And you will have the choice of going into one of them. I would not like to be in your shoes right now, to be honest, because it is hard to choose from them. You've seen many beautiful people, I'm sure. You've seen the different countries that they come from and their different experiences that they bring to the table. So I am sure it is not an easy choice to make. But nevertheless, we have to make it, and we hope you will have a great experience in doing so. Before we move on, I would like to remind you that there is hope. We have the Padlet, and the link to it, you can find it in the chat. The tech team will put it there again, maybe, or not, if you can find it a bit upper in the chat. So you can go in there and you can find there all the tools that have been created now and all the tools that other people share. You can share your own tools depending on the theme of the workshop. And of course, you can use this space to create new connections, to do a bit of networking, and anything else, as I've said before, that you find relevant for your process in our online event. Before moving to our breakout rooms, I would like to take this moment and say that our live broadcast this session will be over here. And we'll have an end here because we will be moving into breakout rooms. Those will not be transmitted live. So before we say goodbye to those of us who are watching on Facebook, I will please ask you to not forget to ask for the registering link to this event if you want to join the parallel workshops, because this is the only way that you can participate in them. If this was all for today, I will say goodbye. Thank you again for choosing to watch us on Facebook and to being here with us. And we hope that we will be together with us in future events. Good luck with everything that you are working on, and have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.